Let's jump right in. Coming in at number 10, 3,000 Years of Longing, starring Tilda Swinton and Idris Elba. It's a beautiful story and one of my favorites of the year. Coming in at number 9, Rise, Roar, Revolt, RRR. I am so glad that this Tollywood film is in the conversation for S.S. Rajamouli, the director, and for the film as a whole in the conversation for a Best Picture Oscar nomination. It is on a grand scale. I think the CGI and the action and the dance sequences, it's a feel-good movie with a great story at its core. I hope that it is nominated for Best Picture, and I'm rooting for S.S. Rajamouli to get a Best Director nomination for his work on Rise, Roar, Revolt. My number 8 is Triangle of Sadness. I saw this film in theaters weeks ago, and it's still on my mind. It's funny, it's poignant, it's brilliant. I am rooting for Dolly De Leon to get a supporting actress nomination. I'm rooting for Vicky Berlin to get a supporting actress nomination, and I'm rooting for Ruben Östlund to get nominations in screenplay, Best Director, and for Best Picture. This is one of the best pictures of the year. My number 7 is Till. This humanized him as a boy, as a young teenage boy who only wanted to go visit his cousins in Mississippi. I loved this film. I think everything about it was perfect, and I am hoping that the Academy remembers how great Daniel Deadwyler's performance is in this film and how great the direction of this film was. One of the best of the year. My number 6 is The Outfit. I have been raving about this film all year. I saw this film in the theaters and subsequent viewing so many more after that. It's a throwback to the classic mobster movies, but it felt so updated while feeling nostalgic. I think Mark Rylance is at the top of his game. He has been so fantastic all year, but this is one of the best performances I've seen him in. Aside from Bones and All, this is one of the best. He is so brilliant. My number 5 is Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. This is probably going to win Best Animated Feature. This is such a great story. It's a feel-good story that the entire family can enjoy about a mollusk, a resourceful mollusk who uses the things we find inconsequential in our daily lives, the things we take for granted, this mollusk uses to survive. The voiceover acting from Jenny Slade, from Dean Fleischer Camp, Isabella Rossellini, like the voiceover acting is so exceptional. I'm looking forward to seeing what other shenanigans Marcel the Shell can get into. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else Jenny Slate and David Fleischer Camp can bring to expound on this story. My number 4 is All Quiet on the Western Front. Fantastic remake. This is, of my entire list, I think cinematically this looks the best. I think this has the best score of the year. And the reason why I have it at 4 instead of 1 is because I didn't watch this in German. The original language is German. I watched this overdubbed with the voice actors and subtitles, but it is so beautiful. It's a great story and a great retelling. I think it's the best version. You know, All Quiet on the Western Front is one of the first films, the original one, to win an Oscar. What a fantastic film. My number 3 is Top Gun Maverick. I am a huge Tom Cruise fan. I believe that he is one of our greatest actors. Yes, he does a lot of running. He does a lot of action thrillers, action films, but when he gets down to it, he's one of the best. And I appreciate that about him, that he does every move that he makes strategically as a filmmaker, he does for the fans, and I appreciate him for that. And that's this film. This film is a dedication to, you know, the fans who have followed him his entire career and who are just getting acquainted with him now. I love Maverick better than the first one, and when Tom is in that milkman suit, wow, and that navy uniform, the white one, what a picture. I think that this is also one of the best directed films of the year. And if we really want to be honest, Joseph Kosinski deserves a Best Director nomination for sure. Like, what it took him to film the action sequences, that has to be recognized. I believe he deserves a Best Director nomination, and I believe that Top Gun Maverick deserves a Best Picture nomination. It's the top grossing film of the year. It's the fan favorite film of the year. It brought audiences back into the theater in droves, not taken away from Spider-Man, but in droves. It brought audiences back, and I think it should be recognized for that. Number 2 on my list is Nope. Nope is one of my favorite films of the year. I did quite a few reviews and Twitter diatribes about this film, and that's what's so brilliant about Jordan Peele's directing aesthetic. He directs these brilliant films that really move the narrative and opens the dialogue. I mean, the exchanges that you get from his films are unlike any other film. And I love that he pulled out some great performances from Stephen Yeun and from Keke Palmer and Brandon Perea and Daniel Kaluuya. That nuanced performance that he delivered in this film. I think Jordan Peele did a fantastic job. He told this story that was, in one instance, a celebration of film and sci-fi, and a celebration of the directors before him, while also being thought-provoking and poignant about spectacle and the world's obsession with capturing every moment of our lives. What a great film. Number 1 on my list is surprising even to me, because I don't like Viking films particularly, but The Northman is so beautiful. I think Robert Eggers does not miss. Like, I'm surprised that I like his films, because they aren't generally my aesthetic, but this film is stunning. This film remained with me since I've seen it, and I have been waiting to the end of the year for something else to come along and knock this down a peg, and it hasn't. The way this story unfolds, the rhythm of war, the rhythm of betrayal, the rhythm of vengeance plays out in this film like I've never seen before. Alexander Skarsgård and Nicole Kidman are criminally left out of the conversation. They and Anya Taylor-Joy, they are so great in this film. How are they not in the conversation for during this award season? And then there's this final battle scene that director Robert Eggers captured. I've never seen anything like this before. This movie is so slept on. I've seen this movie in the theater twice. I was shocked at how good it is, because again, I don't like these epic period piece Viking battle quest type films. This is just not something I seek out. But wow, I was mesmerized by how beautiful this is. There's a naked battle scene in fire. Like, this is Best Picture. The Northman is the best picture of the year, hands down.